Okay, welcome back to Toil and Trouble, our game of Wickedness by M. Vaselik. We are probably about halfway through the game, so I think we're going to just pick up with our three coven mates where we left off and kind of reintroduce ourselves with just a little scene that we'll improvise before we get back into our challenges. What do y'all think? Like, are we all meeting up in the bar in our neighborhood?
Sure, I could do that.
Yeah, because the community is gone now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, things have gone a little bit badly for us. We decided not to take part in a little war between the leader of our neighborhood, our unsavory mob boss, and the underworld, and things got a little bit worse. I also named the gay bar down the street is now called the Hag Street Common House.
Ooh, cute.
With our friend, the bartender Peter. So I think maybe we just pick up with, are all three of us just there sitting at the bar?
Yeah.
Some
Just
evening, I think early evening, like the bar's kind of dead right now. Maybe like raining outside. And we can kind of like introduce our reintroduce our characters a little bit. So I am Daggar, the wild spirit, wearing leather jacket, lots of piercings, kind of like shaggy black Ramones type hair. She's tall, broad-shouldered, very like tough and unfriendly looking, but actually pretty friendly. I think the two of you both noticed when she came in that she has a black eye, and just kind of like sat down on a bar stool, elbows on the bar.
Patch was already sitting at the bar, drinking something very hard. Patch is a slight bohemian type person. Patch has like a lot of natural fiber clothing with lots of colors, and often has her satchel full of records as well as really big chunky headphones that she has on all the time, and a floppy hat of some kind. And she's sitting at the bar drinking already.
Mm-hmm. Does she have like a Kangol hat, like hip hop style?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if that's on trend yet in the 70s, but
We're making
like
it trend. Oh, and I'm playing the old soul.
Yes.
I am playing Maple, who is the pure heart. And I think in complete contrast to you two, I'm probably wearing some sort of like light, very flowy, giving like boho chic fairy outfit. Probably like a green, like olive green color. And I do indeed have some sort of like a handmade flower crown on as well.
Excellent.
And I think she has probably like a satchel herself that has just like nothing of use in it. Like if you needed a pen, she doesn't have one of those. But she has like a bunch of like strange trinkets or things she finds when she's just walking about that she likes to keep, like little treasures. So those are kind of jangling by her side. I'm gonna say she's sipping like a soda with like a thimbleful of like vodka. Like mostly soda, a touch of vodka.
Nice.
She's slowly sipping that. And I'll say she came in probably right after Daggar and she'll sit right next to you too and sip her soda.
Pan, what did Patch put on the jukebox when she came in?
Oh man. This is a bad question for me because I get my decades all mixed up, and I'm definitely gonna pick something that's like not made yet.
You can use
I don't
magic
know.
to put on something that hasn't been made yet.
That hasn't been made yet.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put on what I'm feeling about myself at the moment, and I'm just gonna put on a real old record. I'm gonna put on Elvis Presley's "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog" song.
Nice.
Mhm.
I think Dagger, like, as the like chorus comes on, Dagger raises an eyebrow at you, and then I'm going to use magic to transform the record itself into a different record.
Nice.
My transformation magic, and play like I don't know, some like really harsh underground garage rock.
Nice.
This is probably totally influenced by Elvis Presley, and I wouldn't admit it.
Maple has never heard of any of these songs, so she's just like bopping along out of tune. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is nice.
Well, do you think the underground will take over the mayor, or do you think they'll just kill him?
Maybe both.
Hopefully both.
I don't know. I'd say maybe one is better than the other, but we'll see. I'll turn to Maple and like look past you down toward the end of the bar, sort of like gesture, and there's like a androgynous person around your age down there ordering a drink from it's our bartender Peter. Kind of like raise an eyebrow at you, like, what do you think?
They're looking directly at me.
No, they're just ordering a drink. I'm just.
You're showing me that they're down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think she's just gonna be like, yes, that's a person. Should I talk to them?
I mean, up to you in the end, but I don't know.
I could use the practice.
Yeah.
She's going to wave over Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get a Shirley Temple, please?
He like probably waits a minute to see if you're joking, and then is like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. Low ice. Thank you.
All right. So remember what we talked about? It's not a game. You're a person. They're a person. Just talking to each other. Say hey. If something happens, great. If nothing happens, you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't say too much, but don't lie.
Right. Lots to take into consideration. Okay.
We're all counting on you.
Okay. No pressure. When he comes back with the Shirley Temple, I'll grab my soda and the Shirley Temple. I'll just kind of flip myself over there. And you guys will kind of see me over at the the end of the bar. And I'll just set the Shirley Temple in front of them and kind of, scoot it towards them. And hopefully have a conversation.
Yeah. How does it go? Not the whole conversation, but just does it go well?
I was about to say that depends. I don't know if I just thought a Shirley Temple was a good idea or if I figured that because I'm just drinking something with low alcohol, this person might want something with low alcohol. But I think it depends on how they take me coming over and giving them a non-alcoholic drink at a bar.
I guess I'll turn to Patch and be like, so what do you think your chances are?
Pretty high.
Yeah?
He's cute. The non-alcohol is a nice touch.
Yeah, so you can predict the future, right?
I think so. Yeah, I can. I have second sight, I think.
So how do you see it going?
So I see it going as like everything has kind of gone shit for this community at the moment. So the like out of left field nowhereness of pure like innocence approaching someone is like, oh, I like this. Yeah, okay, let's forget about this all for a second. I think it goes real well for her, actually. And they just have a nice little chat about things that have nothing to do with how horrible things are going right now.
Great. Should that be our scene as we older
Patch
coven mates watch the young one?
Patch
flirting?
has a question for
Yeah.
Daggar. Quick,
What's that?
Where'd you get that shiner?
Kind of like an embarrassed smile. So it used to be Wednesday nights when I came home late, I could go through the hall closet and get right to my bedroom. But the rooms don't move around anymore. So I came in late last night and I walked right into the shelf.
Oh. Yeah. When you rely on magic, it's hard to get out of the habit.
But hey, if anybody asks, I got in a fight with a cop.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. I'll even say that you got it from the mayor before he disappeared.
Did the mayor disappear?
He went down to the underground, and the underground was aware he was coming.
Oh.
So I don't know when or if he will return.
Good riddance. All right. Well, hey, here's a thing that we didn't do last time that we kind of just skipped over because it's easy to miss things. But we should have another leader of our neighborhood or our part of town, which is a little snippet that we just kind of slipped right by. Which was the player who drew the sun will invent a second leader for the kingdom or the city, a rival to the first, and give the whole, again, our neighborhood a name. So
oh, I was supposed to give the neighborhood a name?
Yeah, it's like 3 little lines in the middle there that I just skipped right over. So
man.
Who's the rival leader who I guess is in charge now?
What's a guy under a mayor? A comptroller?
I don't know. He also, I don't think, was actually a mayor.
He was like an honorary mayor.
Not an elected official, but a mob person who considered himself the mayor.
Yeah. So then if we're going with the whole mob thing, then it'd probably be...
It could be something completely different. It could be like the neighborhood watch or something.
Or it could be like the police captain of this precinct.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been trying to root out the mob forever. You just can't. I like that idea.
I like it. What's this
Yeah.
person's name?
Let's call him Captain Reese.
Got it. And what's the name of our neighborhood?
Oh man,
You think about it a bit if you want to.
our neighborhood. Well, it's like it's an artsy, underground, sketchy neighborhood.
It's like a random combination of syllables, like Tribeca.
Yeah, or
Oh.
something like the Graffiti Alley or something like that.
All right. You want to go with that?
Yeah, I like that one.
Cool. I will write it in our sheet, and I think we can draw another challenge card.
Dope. Okay. Do you guys want to review how many wisdom cards you have?
Sure.
Okay, so Tanya has 3 wisdom cards.
What
She's
are
got
the values?
an 8, a 3, and a 7. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. You have an ace, a page, a 3, a 8, a 10, and another 10. You have some good numbers here.
Cool. An ace is just a 1 in this game.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But that's all right.
And then I have 3 as well, and I have an 8, another 8, and a 9. So we got some good numbers in here.
Yeah.
So when we use wisdom cards to win, can we pool our wisdom cards, or does one person?
Just one person.
Okay. All right. So let's see what card we have next.
Yeah.
We have the Ace of Potions.
Is that cups?
Yes, that's cups in this deck.
Okay. The magician reads. Is that me?
Yes, you are the magician.
The cups are interesting, by the way. The cups are different from the other suits. I've been especially rude and erratic lately, leaving the sanctuary at strange hours with no word of when I'll be back, returning exhausted and in disarray, and not doing my share of the sanctuary's upkeep. I'll write down where I'm sneaking off to on my coven mate page and accidentally leave you 3 clues as to where I'm going. Each of you will come up with a theory about where I'm disappearing to. And if you both guess wrong, I'll add my wisdom cards, all of my wisdom cards, to the bottom of the challenge deck. So guess right. And we fail the challenge. If one of you guesses right, you may each try to convince me to open up. If I tell you what's bothering me, we can each draw a wisdom card and the challenge is solved. Okay. I need to figure out where I'm sneaking off to and 3 clues.
Writing it on your sheet?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna write it down like here on a piece of paper in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I'll type it on my sheet. Why not? Just don't look at it. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and you two can talk about, I don't know, when do you notice that I'm leaving?
I mean, that's like your MO.
I was about to say, yeah, you could be literally doing anything.
Right. But I guess you've noticed that I've been, what did it say? I've been especially rude and erratic lately.
Well, at the end of last episode, both of you ended up confronting the mayor before he went to try and take over the underworld. So it could be like the aftermaths of that, like just bubbling up of like, I used violence for violence sake again. So
But where would he be going?
it's a great question. Because they're
Well, I'm going to give you some clues. So,
they could go anywhere.
Fight Club.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
Motorcycle Club.
Oh yeah, they have a motorcycle, don't they?
I don't think so. I think.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, there was a
I
motorcycle,
had the motorcycle
on your. I don't know
on
if you
my
actually
card.
have a motorcycle, but
Just playing tabletop role play games.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a third clue.
Being a vigilante.
Ooh, that sounds like them. Strength, the star, the magician. Yeah, that sounds like a vigilante, honestly.
Oh, yeah. These are all Maple's theories, probably.
Maple's got great theories.
Knife Club.
Don't talk about Knife Club. Are these good enough clues? I really don't want to lose all of my wisdom cards.
You have so many.
Yeah.
And if they all go to the bottom of the challenge deck, we're so in trouble.
Just remember that Maple is thinking where you're going.
Yeah.
It could just be a book club that gets kind of rowdy.
It could be the shutdown community.
Oh, the community spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just going there to cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sad.
Here are the 3 clues. So I've been especially rude and erratic. You've found like laid out on the dining room table one time after I left a map of the subways that's like has writing all over it and X's marked out and things like that. I have asked Patch to borrow a pair of her headphones and haven't given them back. And you found I think maybe, let's see, who would. I'm gonna look at our people. I think one time Peter at the bar, he's a bit of an artist. He mentioned that I had asked him to try to make an accurate drawing of the mayor.
Ooh.
So you have a map of the subways. There seems to be an indication that you're going to specific spots or marking off spots maybe that he's been.
Or that he's not in.
So looking
Maybe.
for something?
So they might be trying to track down the mayor to get him back. And if they have headphones on, one of the underground's like weapons is the noise that they make from the station. That like interferes with your thoughts and things.
Could also just be an underground DJ club.
It totally could be. I feel like they're
so you
searching.
each get to guess.
Okay.
And only one of you has to be right.
Okay. And we can't stage an intervention. together.
If one of you is right, then you can stage an intervention. That's literally what it says.
Let's
Oh
see.
man. I mean,
yeah, I suppose I'm not 100% sure what the headphones and the photo, because originally when I was looking at subways, I was thinking of something else. But
I have a guess.
All right, guess.
Okay. I think they're going down to the station in the underground and following the subways out from it, trying to find the mayor among all of the beasts of the underworld. Like that one guy who went down to the underworld looking for his wife. What is that guy's name?
That's Orpheus.
Yep, that one.
All right, Tanya, what's
That's
your
what
guess?
I think.
I'm still stuck on DJ Club, but I'm pretty sure that's not what it is.
Or I guess, like, really, let's be true to the game. Well, what is Maple's guess?
Those clues. Well, because I know that the subways have a lot of. Yeah, I guess maybe with the headphones and the picture of the mayor, I think I would probably think that you're doing something to kind of for yourself. So I don't know if she would think you're looking for the mayor. So maybe you're just going. So I think my guess would be you're going to the subway to, I don't know, paint on the walls and listen to music all by yourself in the darkness.
Painting like rude pictures of the mayor.
Yeah, like graffiti.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of graffiti in graffiti. What do we call it? Graffiti.
Graffiti Alley.
Graffiti
Yeah,
Alley.
we're called Graffiti Alley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of you was right. So you may each try to convince me to open up. And if I tell you what's bothering me, we can each draw a wisdom card and the challenge is solved.
Cool.
Oh, one of us was right?
What's that?
One of us was right?
One of you was right, yeah.
Oh, but you can't tell us.
Well, if I open up,
Well, that's true.
you can try to convince me to tell you what's bothering me.
Pan, do you want to try?
I can try.
Because we can both do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it together, I guess. It doesn't say.
Oh.
Well,
I
Patch
think
will just be outright about it.
Yeah.
Just be
I
like,
think it would basically be an intervention style. You come back and we're both in the living room.
Yeah.
I know that you've run into that shelf a couple of times, so I'm like there, like, hi, don't run into that shelf.
Right. It's like 5 a.m. and I go to open that closet door and you're there. Like, ah!
Hey.
Hey. Oh, yeah, right. Rooms. I'll start like walking the other way.
Whoa, hold on. There, Daggar. Look, I just want to say that just because you're the last one to have seen the mayor doesn't mean that it's your fault that they're gone. They sucked. You don't have to keep going down in those tunnels. I'd rather you be safe and alive. Fuck the mayor.
What makes you think I give a damn about the mayor?
I don't know. You've just been real weird recently. And after that big confrontation, I thought maybe you felt guilty about him meeting his inevitable end.
It was my fault.
It wasn't. It was mine. I
How
warned the underground.
you warned the underground?
Yeah.
Is Maple there?
Oh yeah, I think she was just about to be like, and if you are just going to the tunnels, just totally fine. But then, but then when this goes, she goes, oh. So she's just kind of standing there like this.
I love Maple.
I think I'm not sure what to do with that, but then it's our fault. All three of us, we should have done better. We have responsibilities.
Yeah. Well, it was either the mob or the community as a whole, and I wasn't willing to give up this neighborhood. It's the one safe space in the city for most of the people here.
Kind of lean against the wall, exhausted. Well, I think we should try to get him back.
We can try.
He's the worst, but he's not as bad as the underworld.
How have you been trying to find him?
I've been going down into the tunnels and just searching. I don't like admitting this, but I've been making deals with some of the lower level things down there, trying to get information, and I thought I found him, but it was just that other guy, the guy that wanted to buy the house, or steal the house or whatever. He didn't know anything, but I don't know. I feel like I have to do something.
I get that. There might be a way to release him, but it might come at a cost. He was a big get for the underworld.
Yeah. All right. Man, Patch, I can't believe you did that. I wouldn't have put it past you.
Well, when you live as long as I do, you gotta protect what's important and fuck everything else.
Well, I'm going to bed. And I go the wrong way and then come back again. And we each get a wisdom card.
Yay! Maple,
As Daggar goes into their room, Maple's probably like, I guess I was wrong. Interesting.
You were close. You were so close.
That's what I thought was happening, but okay. I still think there's some sort of underground club he's going to secretly.
I mean, they are. It's just not on Wednesday nights. So Maple got a 4.
Okay.
Dagger got a 5. And Patch got a 2.
Yeah, these are terrible.
I know, but we have a bunch of high numbers at the...
Yeah. All right, so we won that challenge, so it can go away, and we can get another one.
Goodbye, Ace of Potions. Hello, new card. We have the 4 of Coins, which is the 4 of Pentacles.
Coins. The Magician reads. That's me again.
Yay!
I think that works. I'm going to look at the alternative one really quick. And
This card is normally about
see.
greed.
Yeah. 4 of coins. Ooh. Do we want... It was 4 of coins, right?
Yes, 4
Okay.
of coins.
Do we want a cyclone or a tax collector?
Ooh. Man, a tax collector makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes
Sort of.
more sense.
Cyclone makes less sense in the city.
Yeah.
But it could come from the underworld, which would be a whole different kind of cyclone.
Yeah. I kind of like the cyclone, and we can take it a little bit abstract maybe. But that's
Cool.
the sun reads.
Oh.
So that is
that in the alternate pages?
In the alternate, yeah. Because the cyclone isn't even really the thing.
All right. The 4 of coins, the sun reads, a wild and unexpected cyclone strikes the kingdom, worsen the kingdom's poverty or despair. A small group of refugees arrive at your doorstep, but it is still too many for your household to handle. How can we manage to shelter and feed them all through the storm? Ooh, you know what this could be? This could be a riot.
Yeah. It could be. I don't mind that.
Because that kind of does cause a cyclone in the city. It's just a cyclone of people.
Yeah. I like that. Do you want to worsen the kingdom's poverty or despair? Despair, we're already at a 1 on.
I mean, either one works in that situation because looting could be the thing that has happened to make these people poor and out of a home.
Let me tell you what happens with each of those. For poverty, we are adding a burgeoning startup to the neighborhood as a new leader with a name and detail who suffers as a result of their profit. For despair, we're crossing out 2 local joys, describing how they're combined into something new that loses the spirit of both.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No. We had so little joy.
We have so little joy.
We literally only have 2 joys left.
Yeah. I don't want to lose both of those. I'd say poverty then.
Okay.
What about you, Tanya?
Tanya. You'll get it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with poverty.
Cool. Yeah, so what is the new startup? And I think we can interpret that loosely as well, which is going to be a new leader.
I mean, I would assume it's a small fish trying to come up now that there's some discontent with the mayor missing and somebody else taking their place. So maybe another mobster. So many mobsters.
Yeah. Well, maybe the first thing we should do is actually handle the challenge. So the question is, how can we manage to shelter and feed the refugees all through the storm?
Well, we have the garden.
Yeah, that's true.
Still. So we could, and we have our friend, the plant lady, even though I don't like her very much. We could get some plant magic to double our crop in the garden.
I could do that. Transformation magic is my thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You all want to do something different? I could take care of the problem. Who are the refugees or the like victims of the riot who come to us for help?
I feel like maybe they're a bunch of people whose tenement burned down, like the riot got out of hand and a building just went up or something like that.
Yeah. It's like just a couple of families who don't have their home anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And are too, afraid of the social pariah of going to like shelters or anything. Like if they're families, they don't want to be at a shelter with like maybe possibly drug addicts or prostitutes. They don't want their kids to see that, so they like wanted to go to someone they knew.
All right. Yeah. So I think after kind of the confrontation and like all the feeling responsible for what happened before, I think that Daggar kind of like steps up and takes charge here. And is like, okay, yeah, we can take care of this. We can handle it. And goes to the rooftop garden and like just starts changing the plants to like a tree that creates kind of like covers over and makes like a little home area that people can sleep in, and also produces like extra fruit and food and protection, and is just doing kind of all these changes to that rooftop garden to make a little temporary home for these couple of families.
Aww.
And I am going to mark off at my core, I am uncertain.
What does that change into?
It just gets marked, so it's not true anymore.
Oh, okay.
And if you use that same one again, you'll black it out and replace it with like one of the things that's below it. At my core, I am a threat to myself or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what are Patch and Maple doing?
I guess I'll go ahead and I think maybe seeing all of these people come in, I am kind of homesick, particularly seeing these families. So I think I will fall to a folly. Which this one has more instructions. It says draw 2 cards, but be physically absent next challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll get 2 wisdom cards. Succumb to feelings of homesickness or melancholy. So you're going to be, for the next challenge, you just won't be with us. You'll still act on it, but you just won't physically be there.
Yeah, I think Maple will kind of get stuck into helping the refugees. It may be getting a little lost in trying to see these families like stay together and help them on their way, because she kind of feels a bit homesick and missing her family.
So do you think in the next challenge you'll be like out finding, like helping them find places to settle or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's going to be her priority until she feels like everyone is settled somewhere.
Cool.
Okay, so you got an ace and a 5.
We got all the big cards as challenges.
Yeah, we really did.
Okay. And I think I'm also gonna fall to a folly. I think. I don't know. It kind of doesn't work for this one. I don't need to use magic.
I mean, you can use magic anyway. You just have to strike one of your sources.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. I want a wisdom card.
Yeah.
I guess. I guess the one that makes the most sense is focus on the details at the expense of the bigger picture. Much more focused on each individual person.
Yeah.
Instead of like the household as a whole or the neighborhood as a whole. We're all real focused in on the house.
Mm-hmm.
This is all I can focus on right now because this is a lot all by itself. Dealing with the bigger picture of where are these people going to go in the next week? What is going to happen now that the tenements burn down? Who's stepping in to whatever that property was? That kind of stuff is all. I can't deal with that right now. We got to just focus on
so you're like
making sure these people are here.
Pamela has a sore ankle, and we need to deal with that.
Yep. Yeah. Susie's doll has a ripped arm. We're going to fix that.
All right. So yeah, we solved that challenge with magic.
And I got a knight.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a nice big card.
Mm-hmm. A knight is a 12, I think.
Yes. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
I think the queens are 13s. So.
Yeah, kings and queens are 13.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that card is done.
Okay.
New card?
New card.
Here we go. We have the Page of Potions, which is the Page of Cups.
Ooh, another cup. Where are you, Page of Cups? Page of Cups, the magician reads. That's me again. Oh, wow. I wonder if this is related to the previous one. A denizen of the underworld has come seeking sanctuary with the coven. The pure heart will tell us what kind of denizen it is and why it deserves protection. The old soul will tell us exactly what kind of harm it could do if we decide to let it in. On the count of 3, we'll vote. Aye if we're letting the denizen in. We'll vote aye if we're letting the denizen in. If we voted unanimously for the denizen to stay, we'll add them to the sanctuary's friends. If we let the denizen stay, but not unanimously, it gets up to trouble. Or maybe I shouldn't read all of that yet. So first, I guess, the pure heart will tell us what kind of denizen it is and why it deserves protection.
I'm going to say it's a child, but not a normal child, maybe. Perhaps a child of something or someone that would be odd to show up at our doorstep.
Yeah.
And I think it deserves our protection because it clearly is, let's say it's injured or perhaps it looks scared. So it's looking for protection particularly. And it did specifically come to us.
Okay. Is it like actually a child, or does it just look like a child?
I don't think we know that.
Okay. All right, so the old soul will tell us exactly what kind of harm it could do if we decide to let it in.
So I think the kind of harm that it could do if we let it in is that the underworld is full of disease and corruption. So there's always the chance that this child could infect other people and cause more corruption in the community. Whether that's zombies or not has yet to be seen.
We let those specters stay, and they've been all right.
Yeah, but they're dead already.
Okay, so let me find this again. On the count of 3, we'll vote aye or nay simultaneously if we're letting the denizen, if we're letting the denizen in, or nay if we do not. Do you want to just say it out loud, or like type it in the chat or something?
I don't mind saying it out loud.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can say it out loud.
All right, let me make my decision. Do you both know what your vote is?
I do.
Okay.
As Maple.
Yeah. Do you know? I've got mine.
Okay. I have mine.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, aye.
Nay.
Oh,
Did you say yes, Pam?
I did.
Oh, wow, that's not how it.
How surprising.
Yeah. The one who was talking us into letting her stay says no. And the one who was trying to talk us into not letting her stay says yes. Okay. That's not the best outcome.
I was just saying the risks of keeping them, but you said it was a child, and there's no way the old soul is going to be like, goodbye, child.
Mhm.
I know. Unfortunately, I had to think of like literally at this moment we have the refugees and they're my priority. So I think as soon as the old soul told me that it could possibly, then I'm like, oh no, one over the many or the many over one.
Mhm.
And I think Maple has already made her decision. So
Okay.
That's fair.
If we let and Dagger's reasoning was that maybe it could help us find the mayor.
Yeah.
If we let the denizens stay, but not unanimously, it gets up to trouble and we fail this challenge.
Oh no.
So if we had voted yes unanimously, we would add them to the sanctuary's friends. And it doesn't actually say if I guess we would still have to like face the challenge. If we voted no, we solved the challenge. And if it was unanimous, we reduced the underworld's claim on one of us by 1. So that's another lost challenge for us.
Bummer.
So again, where is that? Yeah. We are each going to pick one of the penalties. Hey, how do you think this creature caused trouble?
It probably got a few of the family members that are staying with us sick.
No.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so our choices, and we can pick the same one. More than one of us can pick the same one. Describe how the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair worsen. How can the coven tell and update the kingdom page accordingly? Describe how one of the sanctuary's resources, friends, or wonders is lost, desecrated, or destroyed, and strike it from the sanctuary page, or worsen the underworld's claim over you on the underworld page.
And we each have to pick one, right?
We have to pick one, yeah, and we don't have to like, we can pick the same one. I'm going to go worsen the underworld's claim on me.
I think I'm already at 2 on that one.
Yeah, you are. And if that fills up for anyone, basically, like, we lose the game and it's over.
Oh boy. Aren't there like a billion ways to lose this game?
There are, yes. Only one way to win. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, what are you two choosing? Or should I do the whole thing for this, do you think, and then I'll ask you?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
complete your thing.
draw a seedling next to the local joy you have been frequenting more often than usual as of late. How is it transforming? How are you transforming with it? Let me find our local joys. I think it's Bagels and Bites, the bagel shop.
The bagel shop.
We haven't been there. We haven't actually had that on screen yet. But I've been still like going out into the underworld a lot and hanging out there afterward. And so this is the underworld's claim on me. So I think I've like drawn spirits of the underworld there with me as well. And it is the best bagel shop in the city, but like the vibe is just changing there because of these like spirits lurking in the corners, these like spirits of despair. And it's like you can hear the noise of the underground when you're in there, even though there's actually no noise. And it's just kind of like people aren't going there anymore, even though the bagels are amazing. And I find myself changing in that I just sort of like get stuck in the bagel shop and we'll just hang out there too long, like slowly eating one bagel.
Just in like thought loops.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I'm gonna strike a friend.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna strike a passionate troupe of musical artists and DJs.
Oh,
no.
I know.
So sad.
How is the group of DJs lost, desecrated, or destroyed?
I think Maple kind of goes a little feral.
Oh.
When like y'all let the girl in, the little child thing in with when I think I was the only one that said nay. And then of course they infected the people that were kind of my priority right now. And so I think I kind of go into like a protection mode, but I don't know. But I'm doing it kind of like angrily. So I think anyone like outside on our street as well. I'm also like, don't come near our house. I'm like quarantining the entire house essentially, but also like our street and our alley. And so it just gets dark and quiet where we live now as I try and keep everyone away.
I think I'm going to add to the city's ignorance. Because we haven't done any of that yet. So it says pick one to add to the neighborhood's residents: skeptical, suspicious, or short-tempered.
Mhm.
And I'm going to say everyone's starting to get suspicious
Oh,
because we let somebody in the community that made people sick.
yeah.
Plus, there's probably rumors of what I did wrong, warning the underground. So people are just suspicious now.
And there was something else. How can the coven tell? Oh, wait, no, that's not there. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, how can the coven tell?
I think it ties into my troop of DJs not being around. People just aren't around for each other like they used to be. It's a lot more I'll take care of myself type feeling going around. Less of a giving community and now more suspicious and to oneself.
All right, well, we failed that challenge. It can go away.
Bummer.
And we'll pick another one.
All right, next one. We have a Knight of Swords.
Knight of Swords. The Magician reads. That's me again.
Just getting all of your cards in.
I want to look at the alternative one again.
Don't like either option?
Let me know. So the alternative one is a new resource for the kingdom is discovered in a wilderness, and it's being mined by a charismatic entrepreneur. That'll take some twisting around. The other one is that the kingdom is at war with a neighboring kingdom. And I'm not really sure what either of those means.
Right, because they're very kingdom, not very city neighborhood.
What do y'all think?
Maybe the resource.
Yeah, that one could make sense.
Yeah.
Because we did say a tenement burned down.
Which
And
one was it? I didn't hear which one. Which
the
one?
Resource one.
The resource one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. In that
so
case,
there could be a new development, a new...
Yeah. The Fool reads. So that's for Maple. Page 123.
Your teacher has come to town, bringing.
No.
Wait, what?
No,
wrong one. I was in King of Swords.
Yeah.
A new resources for the kingdom is discovered in the wilderness, and it is quickly being mined by a charismatic entrepreneur. Magician tell us what the resource is and what bounty it offers the kingdom. High priestess, what harm will come to the wilderness if this goes on? The knight has a singular focus. What tools do we have to stay their blade?
Ooh, okay. I have a weird idea for this. It has to do with music. The resource is there's a wilderness, I think I'm gonna interpret the wilderness as just being like kind of underground scene, like not a literal wilderness, but just like communities kind of like doing their own thing, like little parties where this form of I
Yeah,
think that it's
not corporate music yet.
yeah, I think it's Patch's music. I think it's like DJing and like rapping this the entrepreneur, the charismatic entrepreneur, or the knight has like caught on to this and wants to like commercialize on it. So
I know exactly what the damage is then.
yeah, what's the damage?
So one of the things that was so unique about the beginnings of hip hop is that every single performance was unique unto itself. There weren't like songs necessarily, because it was all about the vibe and all about like what the crowd was into and what like was shifting into this other thing at the moment. Like they would practice and stuff and they would have like things that sort of stuck, but it was never the same performance ever. It was always a unique experience. And as soon as you try to put that in a bottle, as soon as you try to record it and do it again and again, the same thing for every show, you kind of lose the magic of that uniqueness, of that like flow. So it comes at the cost of art.
All right. So what can we do to stop this entrepreneur?
How much is a night? We need like a stupid amount of points.
Yeah. The other thing is that every time we mark one of the city aspects, it adds on to the challenges. So the knight is now a 13. So we would need 39 in wisdom to beat it.
Wow, never mind.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be magic, but I also think that I'm going to fall prey to a folly.
Well, I definitely want to use magic if that's cool with everybody, since it's my music.
Yeah.
Also,
out of curiosity, what we know that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
What is Maple's like response to this? I'm sure Patch is like passionately defending the musicians.
I think perhaps if it seems like the community is kind of being killed a little bit. And so even though she doesn't really understand the music, she does, kind of how we saw earlier, she does enjoy just the atmosphere that music brings, right?
Yeah.
Brings people together. It allows her to go out and talk to people because they're also listening to the same music. So I think she understands what's going on. But in terms of how she would want to do something about it, I think she might think of it more in terms of trying to heal it. So she would probably also try to do magic.
Okay. Well, I'll say I am definitely going to dismiss my coven mates as out of touch or self-absorbed. Like the music's
Fair.
not even good, and we've got other things to worry about. Like, why are you even like considering?
Rude, Daggar. So rude.
Oh, and also Maple's not here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So whatever you're doing from a distance.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, does that mean she can still do the magic then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still do whatever.
Yeah, I'm out and about trying to get the rest of our our guests, some of them sick, probably trying to get them homes. So I would still kind of understand the effects of what's going on, but I'm like out in the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think while I'm out there, I might try to, as I come across people, musicians and artists, as I usually do. Like I know we've been seeing less and less of them, particularly in the spots that we used to go to. I think I'm going to try to kind of bolster and empower them to keep coming to places. I'm not a music person myself, but maybe I'll get into some tunes. Play a record or a CD once in a while while I'm out and about. Particularly with like the families, I'm trying to find homes. Maybe I'm doing some block party type of situations, like things that bring the community together, and I'm bringing them together around music to try and at least find maybe new spots that we can call community and dance and enjoy music together. So I think that's what I would do. And I think because of that, I don't think I would feel like I'm an outsider anymore. And so I'm going to mark that off my sources.
All right.
By the way, M, you got a 9.
Okay.
In your following. And since Mabel did the magic, then I'm also going to fall prey to a folly. But I'm going to insist on a solution that is circuitous?
Circuitous.
Yeah, that word. It means to go the long way around. And so I think what Patch does is like to protect the artists. She's like, fuck this corporate thing. We don't need them. We'll record our own shit at live performances, and we start selling like bootlegged live performance records instead of like corporate produced nonsense.
Nice.
To get the real music out there.
I like it. All right. You get a card.
That's our night.
And we solved the problem.
What did I get? I got a page. Hooray!
Page. All right. That's an 11.
We are stacking up cards, man.
Are we like making our way through the challenge deck at all? Is it getting low?
Yeah, it's getting low. Like this is the what we've done. Okay. I don't know if you can see. This is what we've done. This is what we have to do. So I'd say we're probably about halfway.
All right. We should be.
We like to make stories.
Yeah.
We're all story makers. All right. So we have a queen. We have a queen of potions.
We're not solving that with wisdom.
We need like a billion wisdom.
Oh, well, okay. So the potions or cups are the weird ones. So the star reads.
That's you. That's you, Em.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
Yep.
If the two of you have the same number of struck sources, I'll tell you each what you can learn from the other. Do you have, how many struck sources do you have? That's your sources of magic.
I have 2.
I also have sources.
2.
All right. Okay. So I'll tell each of you what you can learn from the other. And if you agree, you'll draw a wisdom card and I'll cross out one of your follies. And either way, we pass the challenge. Okay.
Nice. I like the queen of potions.
Yeah. If one of you has more struck sources. Okay. Yeah. We don't have to worry about any of the rest of it. So I will tell each of you what you can learn from the other. And I'll get rid of one of your follies, for one thing. So that's not a great thing, but it also maybe doesn't matter that much. I'm looking at your follies to try to decide what I think that the thing that Maple can learn from Patch is that Patch is thoughtful in talking with people. We've like mentioned before that Maple is kind of too honest, and Patch is more like thinks about their interactions. Sometimes doesn't say the thing that she should say because she's thinking about it so much. So I want you to, or I'm going to cross off, make a faux pas offending someone, and that you can learn to just slow down and think before you speak. And for Patch, I think I want to point to the way that Maple really stepped up during this, the issues with the people moving into our sanctuary, and have you cross off ignore a problem until it bubbles over.
Ooh.
That like her innocence and kind of like trust in people really led to just taking on the problem and getting to it right away.
Okay. So now Maple gets a card and I get a card?
Yeah, so it's if you agree, you'll draw a wisdom card. I cross off the follies either way. But if you agree with me, then you can draw a wisdom card.
Yeah, I agree.
I also agree.
To get those wisdom cards.
So, Maple, you got a 2.
Cool card, terrible number.
And I got a 7.
All right. And we solved the challenge.
We solved it.
Yeah.
Yay. Goodbye, Queen. All right. Next card is the 4 of Wands. You could definitely solve this one with wisdom.
Yeah, we could. Wands. 4 is the star. That's me again. Why is it always me?
That's you again. You just got a good narrator voice.
Ooh,
The cards are like, keep talking, Em.
Whenever I attempt to eat anything lately, I am violently assaulted by my underworld menace, which vanishes directly after spoiling the meal. Worsen the underworld's claim over me, and I'll discard a wisdom card. I'm getting weaker with every missed meal, and the menace is getting stronger. How can we keep me from starving?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Dagger is going through it.
It's those bagel spirits.
It's the bagel spirit.
Oh. Well, oh man. I think, I mean, I could kind of rig up because I can kind of use my power as medicine. So maybe I can rig up a feeding tube.
Can you maybe just get rid of the spirits?
Yeah,
nope.
I can do that.
No.
I could also use some of these wisdom cards to do that. How much is it? A
Okay,
4
so
then?
it's a 4. It's okay, so my worsening the underworld's hold on me adds a +1 to all wands challenges, and there's a +1 from despair, so it's actually a 6, which would be 18.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have a page and a knight, so I might be able to do it.
Maple is creating a feeding tube out of
Okay.
tinfoil and things she finds around the house.
So a knight is 12, right?
A knight is 12, yeah.
And so that means a page is an 11.
Yeah, don't spend more than 16 though, if you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the perfect number, but math is hard. So wait. So I need to get more than an 18 or an 18 exactly?
18 exactly. Was it 8? Yeah, 18.
Okay. So I do here's 7. 7 plus 11 is 19. Or I could do 16, 17, 18. I can do these 3 cards.
All right.
Okay.
Before you say how you're solving that with wisdom, for one thing, for my increasing my underworld's hold on me, I've learned what the underworld face desires, and it wants to collect tolls from all the people who travel the subway. And what it considers tolls is not like coming off of their transit card.
No, obviously it's bad stuff.
Yeah. And also I need to discard one of my wisdom cards, and I know I've got an ace in there, so get rid of that ace.
Okay. Getting rid of an ace. Goodbye, ace. Does this go in the discard pile?
Yes.
And not the out of game pile?
Yes, goes in the discard pile. And the ones that you are spending also go in the discard pile.
Okay. I'm spending these into the discard. It's 2 8s and a 2 to get 18. And how do I use wisdom? I just give the cards and I say I did it?
Yeah. I mean, you say how you solved it with wisdom, how you like smarted your way through this problem.
How did I smart my way through this problem? You're having troubles eating.
Yeah.
And my thing is sort of sound. So I feel like I do some sound therapy and we kind of like distract you enough to get nutrients into your body so that like the sound waves like keep it in your body enough for you to like get enough strength to have an appetite again.
Well, so the problem is that I'm violently assaulted by my underworld menace, which vanishes directly after spoiling the meal. The underworld menaces me with whispers of inadequacy.
Oh. So positive affirmations?
Okay.
I feel like that's the opposite, right?
Do you want a suggestion?
Sure.
You know, like the mindfulness app where you get like calm affirmations that you have to say over and over and over again. You could probably rip a mixtape of that or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And I make it properly punky so that you can listen to it without throwing up.
Cool.
Even though it pains me to listen to it.
Right. You have it read in the voice of Joey Ramone.
Yeah.
And I am going to act on a folly and act with unearned confidence. I think I try to like pretend that there is no problem for a while until I just like collapse at some point, and Patch can go ahead and help.
So you got a 6.
6. It's better
and
than that ace.
I guess I'll also, I'll go ahead and fall on a folly, and I'll do the dismiss your coven mates as domineering or bossy because you wouldn't let me use my feeding tube. Perfectly fine.
It's definitely sanitary, you guys.
Super sanitary.
I like it.
So Maple, you got a 6 as well. Oh, he's a cute little tiger.
Oh yeah, that's gonna come in handy.
Okay, so that is that card. Goodbye.
I'm gonna
New card.
suggest that we just do like 2 more challenges and then move on to the next chapter,
Okay.
so we can actually finish tonight.
Finish the game at some point. All right. Next challenge is it's a 9 of Swords. So this is the card of anxiety.
Swords. That one shouldn't be too bad. The moon reads.
That is Tanya.
Yeah, page 90.
Oh.
Swords is always underworld related.
An army of the, that was 9, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
9.
An army of the underworld appears each night on the outskirts of the kingdom to terrorize the populace and vanishes by daybreak. The holder of the sun will tell us about the havoc they're wreaking. The holder of the star will tell us what their lieutenant is demanding of the coven in exchange for their withdrawal.
Ooh.
What should we do about these attacks? So the sun, what type of havoc are they wreaking? What are they doing every night?
Okay. So this is a little silly, but also kind of fun. So one of the underworld's like things is beasts and stuff. So I think the trash pandas have gotten really malicious and have raided food stores, destroyed gardens, thrown dumpsters everywhere. Our food is getting like destroyed nightly.
Mm-hmm. Raccoons can get vicious.
They really can. I had one that would come in the cat door and just like make a mess of my house. It could unwrap wrappers of chocolate.
Wow. Let's see. I will tell us what their lieutenant is demanding of the coven in exchange for their withdrawal. Their lieutenant, for one thing, is a person who's made out of like a dozen rotting dead opossums. No trench coat, just the opossums. And it is demanding. So Daggar succeeded in getting the mayor out, and they want the mayor back.
Oh.
Okay.
So what are we gonna do?
I mean, Patch's idea would be to give the mayor back.
I think, first of all, giant trash pandas sounds like future friends to me. I kind of want to win them over with my magic.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm finally learning the tricks that Dagger has been trying to teach me. And I'm able to really kind of hustle these raccoons into switching sides with a much better silver tongue than I've ever had before. I'm no longer naive.
Yes, trash ninjas.
I want to help. I guess I don't actually have to spend magic in order to like be helping, but I think like with my beast magic, I'm helping out to like ease their hunger so that they're willing to communicate with you. Um, or maybe like fighting the lieutenant while you're like stealing his army from him. Yeah, but I guess I will act on a folly and pick a side before understanding all the facts. So I think I was just like Maple made the decision of like, this is what I want to do, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. It's a ridiculous idea, but yes.
Ridiculous. Which leads me to what I would do, which would be to dismiss your coven mates as impulsive or impudent.
Yes, that all tracks.
So M got a knight. And I got a queen. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Man, we could do so many things now.
Yeah, we
So
might
many
actually do okay. Yeah, so we solved that challenge.
Solved.
Yeah, so we'll do one more challenge.
One more. Here we go. We have a 4 of potions. Potion.
4. The Fool reads.
Oh, that's me again.
Yep. And that is page 107.
Okay.
Oh.
That was 4 of cups?
Yes.
4 of cups.
I'm overhearing a conversation I wasn't supposed to. You're both discussing how best to push me to my true potential. That's actually kind of sweet. Answer me this question. What do you each think I need to become my best self? Argue it out until I make my presence known. I'll tell you with my words or with my actions whether I think you're right or wrong about me. If you're right, I'll take all of your wisdom cards.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh no.
Sorry. I'll take all of your wisdom cards and you'll cross out one of my follies. If you're both wrong, we fail this challenge.
Oh no. There's
Okay,
like no good option.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. You're both discussing how best to push me to my true potential. So what do you each think I need to do to become my best self? As if I'm not hearing you, but I'm actually overhearing your entire conversation. And scene.
And go.
Look, Patch. Here's what helped me. I had to get out of this house and, just like get out there, like follow where the wind takes me. Like just live a life, get in trouble. I saw Maple out there with those raccoons, those rats. It was like there was a fire. I think she needs to just be away from us, be away from people. Just get out there into the dive in the sewers and crawl around in muck, and I think I can see her coming into her own that way.
I think you're almost there, Dagger. You're right. She does need to get out from under our wing, but the answer is not to go crawling in the muck. The answer is to give her more responsibility. I saw her taking care of those people. She healed the children. She took care of those who needed homes. She took on the problem of the raccoons. She can handle more responsibility in this community. She's a leader. She's a leader underneath that innocence. People will listen to her. She needs a push, a little more responsibility, and she can move this community to do great things.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's like, yeah, she would grow, but she's gonna grow in your power with you giving her jobs to do and telling her what she should take on. I think she needs to get her hands dirty. She's scared to get into a fight. She's scared to really to really let it go. Let the power run through her.
Not everything has to be a fight. Her power doesn't have to come from violence or getting dirty or getting in the mud. It can be rising above those things.
I think there's time to rise later, but you've got to have somewhere to rise from.
I think Maple will step out of. Who am I kidding? She's not really in the shadow. She's just been like behind a pillar. And she's just gonna step out. Wow, you guys really care about me. It's just gonna give you the hug of both of you. That's so sweet that you guys are thinking about me this way. But in all honesty, I kind of just want a really hot boyfriend. And maybe like a coffee shop to like run someday. The simple life. But thank you.
You're never really gonna know unless you try.
Yeah, I don't wanna.
I don't wanna. Oh, I love it so much.
I had to look at.
Does that mean we failed?
You guys, yeah, I think so.
Failed, yeah.
You guys did such a good job, and I had to literally look at my character sheet for Maple to be like, is that what she actually wants? And then I was like, actually, no.
I was really trying to come up with something that Dagger would say that would not be right. Yeah, so we are each going to pick one of the penalties again. Describe how the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair worsen, how the coven can tell and update the kingdom page. Describe how one of the sanctuary's resources, friends, or wonders is lost, desecrated, or destroyed, and strike it from the sanctuary page, or worsen the underworld's claim on you.
Man, I don't want to do any more to the poor community.
The Pure Heart doesn't have any underworld claims.
I was going to say, I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't have any.
Yeah.
Am I at 0 basically?
Yeah, you're at 0.
So I'd go to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think after overhearing you guys, and she probably listened for a long time there, of just hearing all of the things that you guys truly believe she could do. I think she's just kind of like, yeah, no.
That's my favorite.
And so, yeah, I think she's kind of becoming a little drawn to the darkness. in terms of like things like sloth, like we were talking about sins, in terms of like, I don't really want to do, like, I do those things, but I do them for emotional reasons. And so I will draw an eye next to the leader who has taken an interest in you. Why does their attention make you nervous? How many leaders do we have? Let me
We have
think.
3.
Captain Reese, Lonnie, and Freddie. And Lonnie's kind of missing, or did he come back?
No, he's back.
Okay.
He was never like struck out or anything, so
That's true.
he's always in the game.
I'm gonna say Captain Reese. And why does he make me nervous? Maybe I have a crush on his son. Sure.
Ooh.
Okay. And he's taken an interest in you because he knows this?
Yeah. And he knows what we're about over here in Graffiti Alley. Not the biggest fans of us over here.
Yeah. I'm going to cross out one of our sanctuary resources and say that the rooftop garden, after all of that magic that was applied to it, just kind of like had all that growth and oomph, and then it kind of just shriveled when the season was done. And we just can't get it to grow again.
How bad is it if you get to 3?
I think 3 is okay, and then it's like the last one is. I mean, it's bad, but and there are cards that just like automatically make you mark.
But we're not doing any more of these cards, right?
No, we're because at the last of the trials we go through the discarded cards.
Oh, no.
Which I don't think there are many of them, but
but still though.
Yeah. And we'll take them as wisdom cards too as we go. Not a great idea.
Not a great idea. But I hate all the other ones. Because I feel like, so I was thinking of marking down the poverty one more to 2. Which wonder costs too much to maintain? Is there a way to salvage or repurpose it? If so, replace it. If not, cross it out. And I was thinking the Closet of Nightmares and Dreams was costing too much. But I don't know why or how you'd repurpose a closet.
Yeah. We could figure it out.
But also, if I go down to 3, I kind of become awesome. It's just me more anxious.
Yeah. I mean, do what you gotta do.
Add an insatiable hunger for the truth to the lists of menaces on your coven mate page. Add wild-eyed and unkempt to your style.
All right. We just see what the cards tell us after that. You want to do that?
I kind of do.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm at 3. The old soul is wilding out.
All right. Do y'all want to take a little break?
Yeah, we can.
And then we can finish our troubles and move into the trials, which I don't think will take as long.
Dope.
Okay. So we are choosing to be done with our challenges. So when the challenge deck runs out, it's time for us each to face the first card of our inevitable fate, starting with the holder of the sun. So the sun is Pan.
That's me.
Yeah, so our stack of cards that are face down, you'll turn
Yep.
over the top one. And
Just the first one?
the first one.
Okay. The first one is the Emperor.
Okay, and you'll read. So after all of the well, somewhere in the list of card interpretations, there is inevitable fates. You can find the Emperor.
Inevitable fates. Live rod the aha. The Emperor. One of the kingdom's leaders has half invited, half commanded me to come to the palace and serve as court magician. The position comes with prestige and influence, but will require me to be away from the sanctuary and the coven, often for long periods. If I agree to take this position, I'll strike either myself or my friends from the second line of my sources and claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. I'll also keep the Emperor Arcana, which I can use in place of wisdom to solve any one coins or sword challenge within my influence at court. If I do, I'll put the Emperor back in the box.
Ooh, that's interesting.
One of the kingdom's leaders has half invited, half commanded me to come to the palace and serve. But I'll have to be away from the sanctuary and the coven.
Yeah, so that's either Lonnie, Captain Reese, or Freddie Lestaire. I don't know if it could be Freddie. Probably Lonnie or Captain Reese.
I mean, I don't think Patch wants to be away from the coven or the sanctuary. But it doesn't say what happens if I don't.
If you don't, then you just put the card and the one beneath it back in the box.
And the one beneath it, so the second one as well.
Yeah, the second one would be an extension of your power. So it'd be like more magical power. It doesn't have a mechanical effect.
So I will remain Gladriel and disappear into the west. Yeah, I don't think she wants to leave the sanctuary or the coven at all. Especially not to work for either Lonnie or Reese.
Which one was it?
She's not a snitch.
Which one was it?
The one underneath the Emperor?
No, which of the leaders?
Oh. Well, Lonnie is back, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they would trust me after betraying them to the underworld. So I think it must have been Reese. And there's no way I'm working for a cop.
Yeah. It's you to be the court magician for the police precinct.
Yeah. Which would be the informant. Like, I'd be an informant on... So, no.
Okay.
So I'm getting rid of the Emperor and the card underneath of it.
Could be a really great, like, detective series where the detective is a witch.
Ooh, yes.
But yeah, so yeah, you get rid of both of those. And the moon goes next.
That is Tanya.
Yep. So
So, I have the cards.
Yeah, you do. So turn over
Okay. The card for Tanya is the Devil card.
the Devil. Tanya, that's on page 115.
Okay. A denizen of the underworld, the player to my left, okay, will tell me who, has offered to teach me the secrets of my true potential.
Yeah, we kind of did that.
That's funny. If I agree to their training, I will strike the third source from the second line of my sources and gain a new folly, lose control over forces not meant for me. Then I'll claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. I'll say the person left to me is going to be Daggar.
Okay. I'm glad. The denizen that wants to teach you is the lieutenant that we encountered before, who at that point was a human figure composed of rotting possum carcasses. But he comes to you in his true form, which is a very handsome young man, and
Ooh,
wants you to come down to the train station and
beautiful boyfriend.
and to work with you there and teach you.
I think at first I'm kind of intrigued. I'm like, oh, shucks. Okay. Wanting me to come down to the station. I get you. But then when I realized that he's actually wanting to like train me to do what you guys were talking about earlier, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how many ways I can say that I'm really not interested in
All right.
whatever that is.
So it's a no. So that card and the one below it go back in the box.
Goodbye.
And Pan, you can turn over mine.
Yay. You have the Hermit.
The Hermit. Okay. I have an opportunity to learn more about the very nature of magic itself, but it will require uninterrupted concentration and study, possibly for years. Study.
Oh no.
If I
The
can,
ultimate enemy of punk.
if I can bear to leave my coven mates behind for that long, I'll strike my friends from the second line of my sources, draw 2 wisdom cards of my choice from the discard pile, and claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. I was really hoping I was going to say yes to mine, but study for years? No. No.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, so
Goodbye, Hermit. Wow.
Okay.
I think that was all
So
the way.
hilarious.
Yes. So finally, each of us will ask one of these questions of each of the others, starting with the sun and ending with the star. If you want, Tanya, this is on page 31. Pan, it's the end of the troubles section. There's a list of cards. And Pan, you're going to ask first.
Okay. Where is it?
The very end of troubles, right before the start of chapter 3, trials.
Right before. Okay.
Yeah. It's a
Ask
page
one
with
of the
like
following.
there
Got
you
it.
go. Yeah. One of the following to each of us.
To each of you.
Yeah. Well, I think like it doesn't have to be the same one, but
I think I'd ask the pure heart, is this really what you want to stay here and not learn more?
Absolutely.
And I'd ask the wild spirit, are we holding you back?
No. No. I would be okay with leaving for a bit. It's just the shuddering myself away in silence and studying, as that was never going to happen. Okay, and I go last, so now it is
Oh.
the moon.
I will ask. Well, a lot of these
don't apply because we said no.
because we didn't go. But I'll say to Daggar, was it an easy choice to make?
It was tempting. No, it wasn't easy.
Yeah. And then I'll ask Patch, is this really what you want?
Yes. This is the only family I've ever had. I will keep it safe.
Okay. I will ask Maple, how can you just give up so much? That this could have been like your anime villain Dreamboat. This could have been your
bad boy hottie.
What's his name from Buffy?
Angel.
Yeah.
No, the blonde guy.
Oh, Spike?
Oh, Spike.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Wow.
It could have been the Spike to my Buffy. Unfortunately, he just wanted me to do extra stuff, something with my potential, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm just really not into that whole life. I'm super good. I'm solid.
Yeah. And for Patch, I'm going to kind of modify this one. Could you ever bear to leave us?
No. You can leave me, but I won't ever leave you.
Aw. All right. And the 7th question, how is this all going to end? I don't think we have to answer. So we're moving into the trials. So Pan, please collect the discard pile from the last chapter and sort it into ascending order. So the lowest value card is on the top and the highest value card is on the bottom. Remember that aces are ones.
Aces are ones. Okay,
Yeah.
so.
And this is our new challenge deck.
Okay.
This chapter works a lot like Troubles. We still solve challenges with wisdom or true magic, and we can still fall prey to folly, but we can also learn from the past. So with this one, you tell us how the challenge presents you with an opportunity to repeat one of your follies, how you realize, resist, and alter the pattern this time, and what this might mean, what this change might mean moving forward. Then cross out that folly and recover a stricken source. We should use this new option wisely. It doesn't solve challenges, and we can still only choose one option per challenge. It also says we should make sure we gather our wisdom for the finale. So you can turn over the first and the lowest of those cards, which I know is going to be an ace.
Is an ace. Yes, the Ace of Swords.
And the low cards are mean, by the way. I know we haven't hit that many really low cards. Ace of Swords, the High Priestess reads.
Oh, okay. Is this the alternate? Yeah, that's the alternate. Okay. Cups, coins, wands, swords. Ace of Swords. The High Priestess reads, one of the kingdom's leaders has died under mysterious circumstances. Strike them out and worsen the kingdom's ignorance and despair as conspiracies and accusations run wild. Wow, 2 things we have to put down. Oof. The pure heart will tell us who died, and the wild spirit will tell us the likeliest culprit. Can we solve the crime before stray fingers begin to point to the coven? Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, we're detective witches now. We did it.
Say again, who tells us what?
So the pure soul tells us who died, and the wild spirit tells us the most likely culprit who killed them.
Okay.
And it's of the leaders.
Yeah.
One of the leaders.
I'm gonna say Lonnie dies.
The most likely culprit was, I think, the cop. Captain, what's his name?
Captain Reese.
Captain Reese, yeah. He had been, I changed my mind. It's Freddie Lestaire, gone mad in the maze of the neighborhood.
Ooh.
And like found his way out, maybe only momentarily, and was enraged and killed. This is my theory, my most likely theory. Freddie Lestaire did it. I have crossed or marked up the ignorance to 2. Show how the neighborhood begins to lose its spark. Alter its appearance to reflect these changes. And despair, cross out 2 local joys, describing how they are combined into something new that loses the spirit of both. And that is Bagels and Bites and the theater. Weird.
There go all our joys.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody want to say how the neighborhood has begun to lose its unique spark and how the appearance changes?
Well, I think one of the things that I described in our neighborhood was that we were a bit of an oasis. So maybe we're kind of becoming the opposite now. It's just another concrete jungle, and all of like the strange greenery that grows everywhere is dead. And of course, the community spot is completely empty.
Right.
Other places are empty, like it's a ghost town. So sad.
So sad.
How do they combine the theater with Bagels and Bites? I think somebody just bought out both, like some developer, and the theater, instead of being like showing like underground shows and avant-garde stuff, is now a like movie theater
that sells bagels.
And
Annie's Bagels.
Right. Something like that, yeah.
So sad.
And I think something might happen now that we don't have any local joys. But let's say how we solve this murder first. And I will look. And I guess actually, what are each of you doing is the thing. Does anybody want to use the new, like learn from your mistakes thing?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if there was like a way for me to do that.
I think I'll probably solve it with magic, because I don't need any more wisdom cards right now, so I can do the solving.
If you use the new technique of using a folly and correct the pattern, do you still get a wisdom card?
No.
Or no?
No, you don't. You get to restore one of your sources.
I think in this instance, I'm either falling to a folly or, I don't know, trying to do some magic. But if you're doing magic, I think I've used almost all of my follies at least once.
Yeah, you can use them again.
But in this instance, I definitely think it's going to be fall prey to inexperience. I'm not 100% sure if Maple would really know what to do in this circumstance. She might feel like she has nothing to offer a little bit. But I think moving forward, she's heard from a lot of people that she does have a lot to, offer, and she has potential. But I don't think that's enough for her to know what to do with it, because she's not that interested in actually learning that information. So yeah, I think she'll just kind of chalk it up to still being really inexperienced, new at understanding how this city world works.
So, since Tanya fell prey to a folly, does she get a wisdom card?
Yeah, she'll get one from that discard deck.
From this discard that we're working on.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You got A2.
Of course.
I mean, it gets rid of one card.
Yeah.
We're up against an ace right now. I could maybe solve this with wisdom.
I mean, you do have a shit ton of cards.
I do. Let me see. What are you doing, Pan?
I was gonna try to undo one of my follies, because I feel like this is a good moment for me to not withhold wisdom and like say what I saw, speak the truth, and so that would reverse my withhold wisdom or advice against your better judgment.
Okay.
And that might give me faith in the city itself again. How did you cross this off?
It's Control-Shift-5. I had to look it up.
Control-Shift-5.
I guess I should have asked if you have a Mac or a PC.
That did nothing.
Okay. I'll do it for you. So what might this mean moving forward that you've resolved that?
I think it just gives me back my belief in the city, because I'm able to help my community by like not getting all of the anger of the cops down on us.
Yeah.
And just reforming that trust in the community.
Nice. Which one were you crossing out?
I was crossing out withhold wisdom or advice against your better judgment. I'm reestablishing some trust with the community.
Cool. I'm going to solve this problem using wisdom, and this is an ace +2 for the number of points we have in whatever the thing is. So it's a 9, and I'm just I have a 9 somewhere in that pile of cards that I will
believe you do
discard. Yes. Yeah. And at this point, the discard doesn't come back up again, so you can just put it away.
There you go. You still have so many cards.
I do.
1, 2,
yeah,
3,
I've written them
4,
down.
5, 6, 7, 8. You still have 8 cards of wisdom. So wise.
And I think I just like literally track down Freddy, kind of using the same whatever I've learned from tracking down the mayor, and find him and like just bring him out of the maze and get him to admit what he did.
Nice. Good detective work.
Yep.
Okay. Next card is the 7 of Potions.
7 of Potions or Cups. The star reads.
That's you.
That's me, yeah. Coven mates, something has been bothering me lately. What is the grand purpose of magic? Each of you will tell me what you believe the highest aim of magical practice is in its truest form. If just one of your answers inspires me, I'll draw a wisdom card. But if both of your answers inspire me, I'll try to unite them into one thesis of magic, and you can each draw a wisdom card instead.
Ooh.
If neither of your answers inspires me, we fail.
Oh.
So what is the grand purpose of magic?
Well, obviously, it's to spread love and joy and happiness, but mainly love, particularly true love.
I think you see Daggar roll her eyes.
Yeah.
It's an absolute truth. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Like all magic. That's what all magic is supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Mm-hmm. How can you start anything if you don't start at the beginning? The beginning is love.
You still don't even have a boyfriend.
Working on it.
Shots fired. Ah.
It's hard magical work.
Patch.
I think the grand purpose of magic is to protect that which creates.
Love.
Everything.
That which creates.
That which
love.
creates. Love, art, beauty, strife. Those that create make more of the universe. So magic is there to protect those that create. Whatever it is they're creating.
Really? That's what you guys think?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, it protects you and your dumb punk music.
Yeah. And we all are family, and family loves each other. And we're magical.
Believe it or not, I think you both inspire Daggar.
Yes.
Seriously, not just for the game. I think like Daggar is kind of like mystified by this kid who like is terrible at talking to people and like turned down a cute demon and really still believes in love and that magic is all wrapped up in that, and is going to try to figure out like how love and creation and art and beauty and magic are all bound to each other. So totally like shoots both of you down and pretends that you haven't said anything to her, but goes off and spends some time thinking about it. So you can each draw a wisdom card.
Yeah, I don't even like you guys. We
Yes.
both got an 8.
All right.
Perfect. Ooh, what's the one on the left?
This one?
Yeah,
It's a bunch of arrows pointing in a direction.
Oh.
In regular tarot, it's a bunch of shot arrows shooting towards something, or wands. It normally talks about like delivered messages or something like that. Anyway, so then we still have to solve the card, right?
No, I think that was it.
Was it? Oh yeah, because it's a cup.
Yeah.
And cups are special.
Yeah.
All right, then we only have one card left.
All right. Our last challenge.
Duh. We have the 9 of Wands.
Okay, 9 of Wands. Where are you? 9 of Wands, the moon reads. So that is page 96. Oh no.
9 of Wands. I've had a strange dream involving my underworld menace, which we will collectively describe. And since then, my power has been unreliable, failing at the worst times. Put this challenge card on top of the moon until I can spend 13 wisdom to solve it. Okay, it remains, blocking off my use of magic. No one else may solve it for me, but we'll move on to the next challenge. Okay.
I think you can solve it.
I think I can too, but so I had a strange dream involving my underworld menace, which we will collectively describe.
It's interesting because you have the underworld menaces me with sleepless nights.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, I probably each add a kind of like do a round robin, add on. So I'll kind of start with,
Okay.
I think I like the closet of dreams and nightmares. I think I use them to help me because I don't sleep, but it helped me not have nightmares and maybe to keep my underworld menace in check. But that's gone, I believe. I think somebody striked it out. So maybe I have actually been sleeping lately, but either I'm like having night terrors or I'm like sleepwalking.
We do still have the closet.
Oh, we still do have the closet.
Yeah. Anne was thinking about crossing that out.
Oh, you were thinking about it. Okay.
I decided to go crazy instead.
I'll say that recently I have been sleeping, but I've just been like waking up in the middle of the night, or not waking up, but like sleepwalking. And maybe I've been sleepwalking in and out of the closet. And then maybe I'll come out with, I don't know, different clothes or scratches on me or something. I don't know what happened at night.
I would say that the nightmare is about the truth about your past that you came to the city to escape, and which you early on made a deal with the Nexus to like erase it.
Oh yeah, you did.
So it's like there's this thing that you came here to escape, but you can't remember what it is. And in your dream, you're like, it's like this information is there, and then when you wake up, it's gone. But like you're feeling that loss.
Yeah, I think to add on to that, like in the dream, you know what it is you lost, but as soon as you wake up, it's gone. But the image of whoever it is that you're running from remains, but when you're awake, you can't remember who that is. And when you're asleep, you know who that is, and you're agonized over the fact that you would forget this really important bit of your past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me just say on a technical point here, you don't have to solve this. This is the last challenge, so like you don't need to use your magic again in the game. So you could just leave that there. I mean, do whatever is like satisfying to the story for you, but just for
You
like
do have an excess amount of points to be able to beat a 13, though, just so you know.
Okay.
You might need like 30 or 40 in the next thing.
I don't even know how many I have, but
yeah.
Okay. So that's I'm just having nightmares of this horrible thing. Okay. That's that.
Are you gonna just leave it?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks. Okay. The finale. When the last challenge in the challenge deck is resolved, it's time for us each to flip over the last cards in our inevitable fate. These challenges can only be solved with wisdom and only by the player who drew them. So you can turn all 3 of those over.
Okay. Tanya got death.
Fun.
Do you want me to flip them all over and then
Flip
read
them all
them?
over. Yeah, flip them all over
Okay.
because they go in a certain order.
All right. M got the tower.
Then you should have judgment.
And I have, indeed, judgment.
Okay, so you are going to go first.
Oh, good.
So it's just past where we were reading the devil, the hermit, the emperor, those ones. The inevitable fates.
Inevitable fates.
Should be right before the alternate interpretations.
Yeah. Book of Inevitable Fates. Judgment. Oh wait, is this the alternate one? No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's no alternate.
Oh, great. Okay. The kingdom's leaders are finally coming to blows, fangs bared and claws bloodied. The player to my right will tell us what the final straw was, and the player to my left will tell us what horrors will befall the kingdom if I do not intervene. This challenge takes 20 wisdom to solve, plus another wisdom for each point of ignorance, poverty, despair, plus another 10 wisdom if the kingdom is at war.
Luckily, we're not at war.
Okay, good. If I solve the challenge with wisdom, I'll tell you how I save the kingdom and what its future holds. If I can't, doom comes to the mortal world. Oh no.
Yeah.
Who's the player to my right?
The player to your right. I think I was to Tanya's left before, which would make me to your right. You could just pick if that makes more sense.
Okay, so the player to my right will tell us the final straw. That would be M. And the player to my left will tell us what horrors will befall the kingdom if I do not intervene. I don't know if I have enough points.
Oh, it's going to be 25. So we have 5 points for the ignorance, poverty, and despair. So 25 is what you need.
I I know, but I don't have nearly as many cards as you guys do.
You've got some. I think you've got some good ones though, because you had some face
I
cards.
do have some face cards. Maybe I'll be okay.
I will say the final straw was what's his name coming back? Freddie Lestaire. That he was brought out of that like lost labyrinth of the neighborhood, and he was put on trial for Lonnie's murder, but somehow like just got out of it and is like trying to fill that void left by Lonnie. So Captain Reese and Freddie Lestaire, the cops and the mob are fighting it out.
And then Tanya says, "What horrors will befall the kingdom if I do not intervene?"
I mean, I would assume it would just descend into kind of like gang war chaos, with really the whole neighborhood kind of being turned inside out and the last few safe spaces being destroyed in this all-out war between the police and the mafia and the mob.
That's fair. So I can solve this with wisdom.
Yeah.
Because I have 3 face cards. So
Oh, nice. That'll do it.
That will do it. So let's see, what did it say? If I solve it with wisdom, I tell you how I saved the kingdom and what its future holds. Okay. So I don't think that I turn what's his name? Freddie? I don't think I turn Freddie in because being an old soul of the neighborhood, we don't work with cops. But I think since I have 3 influence of the underground,
Yeah.
I sure do make some people disappear. And Freddie disappears into the underground and is never seen again. The cops' trail goes cold. They have no reason to bother us. And
does somebody like more someone better take over for Freddie, like someone who has more of our like intentions at heart?
Yeah, I think probably somebody in the community decides to take up the mantle and just kind of become the mayor. I kind of want to say it's our plant friend.
Oh, yeah.
Sasha.
Yeah, I think Sasha takes up the mantle and is just kind of like smooths things over. And just our oasis comes back and the neighborhood is left alone in its mysterious labyrinthiness. I think that's what its future is as it continues to create.
So when somebody wants to do something, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to run that by the florist." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, florist, that sounds terrible."
It's so
they're gonna
good.
like cut off my fingers with trimmers.
He has man-eating plants.
Like, no, she's actually a florist.
No, she grows stuff.
Cool. The next one is more challenging. So Death was Tanya, right?
Death was Tanya, yeah.
Okay.
And she can't use her magic.
Well, you can't use magic on these anyway. They have to be wisdom.
That's right.
So page 116. Death. This is, I think, the hardest one.
The underworld is out of balance, its denizens amuck, and its menace bubbling up into the moral world above. I must travel there and set things right. The player to my left will tell us how the barrier between worlds has changed, and the player to my right will tell us what surprise the ruler of that place has in store for me. This challenge takes 20 wisdom to solve, plus 5 for every source I've struck or blackened, plus another 10 for if we fail to solve the judgment challenge. Okay, so 25. If I
No.
solve the
How many
challenge,
sources have you struck?
have I struck?
Yeah,
I think 2, right?
3.
3.
Oh,
So
3.
35.
35, okay.
This one should have been mine because I definitely have way more than 35. But
I think she
Um,
might have it.
If I solve the challenge with wisdom, I'll tell you how I restore the natural order once and for all, and whether I return unscathed. If I can't, fill my underworld claims, track, and turn to the appropriate page on the interpretation guide. The game is over. For everyone or for me?
for everyone.
Oh, okay. So to player to my left, that's going to be Daggar.
Mhm.
Tell me how the barrier between worlds have changed.
So our barrier was twisting, cackling tunnels. I think it's simpler now. It's just you get on a train and it takes you there.
Okay. And then Pat, you're saying, what surprise does the ruler of that place have in store for me?
Of the underworld?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can it relate back to other stuff?
I don't see why not.
They have entrapped the person in your dreams that you know their face but can't remember why.
Okay. They actually like have them in person?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Your past has come back.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. How many wisdom cards?
You have a total of 46 wisdom points.
Oh, that's a lot of wisdom.
Okay. And I will use what, 35?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll use 35. I will go down to meet the leader of the underworld. I don't know if we said if we gave that. Did we give them a
So
name or
the face of the underworld was the Nexus. It
right?
was the big train station. I don't know if that was the leader of the underworld.
I
Maybe
don't
you're
think we
meeting.
ever defined the leader.
Maybe you're
Okay.
meeting with Spike.
Okay.
I think it's good if it's Spike.
And, sure.
And then
I'm not
Buffy
gonna
comes
say
out
it
to
kind
help
of
you.
looks like Spike, but we're going to say definitely it's a gentleman who I go and I meet, and let's say that they do have the person from my nightmare, and I'm able to get retribution for something that person did, and then me and the leader kind of go have coffee, chat a little bit. Flirt skills are on 10. And so, yeah, I'll come back with a saying that everything went well and that me and the leader might be seeing each other again.
Oh, she's got an evil boyfriend.
All right.
I have an emo boyfriend, exactly.
You've,
Who
rest-
happens to be the leader of the underworld, so.
you've restored balance. All right.
Love it.
The tower. Both of
Yes,
you
not
answer me truthfully. Will we live together in the sanctuary forever?
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, of course.
I will be in the sanctuary forever. Whether you choose to stay or not is up to
Oh.
you.
I thought that was like a slight, like, I mean, I'll be here. I'm kicking you out.
I'll be here, wild child. You come back whenever you want.
I mean, that kind of sounds like two no's to me.
I mean, it's a yes if you stay, but it's
Well, I mean, answer me truthfully. In this story,
Yeah, I think I have no interest in leaving, and I would stay here as long as I was being allowed to.
and Patch is never leaving.
yes, but you have to answer if all three of us are going to stay.
I think so,
man.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two
Hate
yeses?
taking your agency away, though.
Well, that's our story. Okay. Do we have anything left to teach each other?
Always. We will always be fighting about music. Forever and always.
You mean all three of us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there more left to our story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say yes.
Okay. Do you love me?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay. For each no, this challenge takes 5 wisdom to solve. So this challenge takes 0 wisdom to solve.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I just want to add up really quick because I wrote these numbers down. I have
That's
12, 23, 28, 31, 50. I have 60 wisdom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if I solve this challenge, I'll tell you how the sanctuary continues on with or without us, and how our wisdom and magic passes on to its new coven. If I can't, the sanctuary will lie empty and all knowledge of our art is lost. So yeah, I think we stay and we go off and do our own things and return, and the rooms start revolving again. The garden grows. We have dinners with all of our friends and neighbors, and Sasha and the refugees who stayed with us temporarily come back and visit, and 70s pass and go into the 80s and the 90s, and we are still there, growing older, but learning and living together, teaching our art to a new group of witches.
Always the safe haven for the weirdos.
Yeah. And the game is complete.
Aww.
We did it. We saved the community.
Yes. Okay.
Yay!
The game is over. Whether we've found a peaceful ending or the world has fallen down around our ears, we should take some measures now to clear the boundaries between the Coven's world and ours. We've just done a lot of creative work together. It's important to acknowledge and thank each other for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was fun.
We should take a moment to talk about the game and what resonated with us. Be sure, as you put the cards away, to thank your tarot deck as well.
Yeah, the cards were really speaking.
Yes. She likes to play games.
Yeah. I'm curious how differently it would have gone if we'd had those other like 4 or 5 challenges that were still left in the deck. But
Well, we had a lot more than 4 or 5
yeah.
challenges left.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, it's a full like 72 card deck. So
And this game is supposedly played in 3 hours.
So each chapter was supposed to be 2 hours.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we just about did it.
Yeah.
But that was not correct.
14. We had 14 more challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we had spent more wisdom on the challenges, there would have been a lot more in that last bunch too. So,
Yeah, it would have been a lot harder to win or have a happy ending of any kind.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I did not expect us to have a successful ending. I was trying to like stock up on cards myself to game it, and I didn't have to spend any.
It's surprising how well like the characters that we made, the cards that were drawn, and then the decisions we all had to make and stuff really culminated into the story. Like I feel like everything worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. They're so cute. They're an adorable family. Also, I super want to live in their house. It sounds awesome.
Yes.
It reminds me, as we were talking at the end, I was like, so it's the ending of Charmed? I was like, perfect. 3 sisters just live in a big old house together. That's a coven. That makes sense.
Totally.
Love it.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah, thank you for giving it a try.
Good times.
Thank you, deck of cards.
Yes, thank you, Eldritch Overload.
Yeah.
You are sparkly and pretty.
Those cards were great. All right. Well, if we're done, do you want to end off some way?
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching or listening or seeing this wherever you are.
See you guys next time.
See you next time.
Bye.